Especially, yeah, this is my third visit. But I like very much being here. Obrigado, everyone. So actually, I born in a yogi family, Natha family. That's why I learned from my family also, especially my father and my great uncle were my guru, you can say. My great uncle was kind of a Siddha, so he had lots of knowledge about the yoga, especially in asanas. So he could do all the asanas and nodding and blah blah. So when we were little, so we saw him doing, and at that time we used to say chatak, means something like funny thing. Okay, but after that I understand it was yoga. So luckily, one of the very big person, one of the very much educated or learned person called Yogi Narayana is a kind of Siddha. He's actually Siddha. So my father and my old relatives were kind of his followers. So he came to my home once. I remember still now. So he changed my name also.
How old you were then?
I think I was there that time, maybe 8 years old, something like that, or even less,
Very
maybe
young.
7 years old. So he asked me, "What is your name?" I said, "My name is Magan." So he said, "Why Magan? You need to put your name Bholanath Yogi." So he put my name also and suggested my father to send me to the Sanskrit study, instead of like regular study in Dan. So my brother Chintamani and I, and with the other brothers also, we went to the India to study Sanskrit
You were where in India?
in Delhi.
In Delhi.
There was a school called Motinath Sanskrit Mahavidyalaya, which is a college, eminence college.
How old you were then?
When I went there, I was 11 years old, and
Very
Chintamani
young.
was 8 years old. It's very far to go from Nepal to there. So we walked 2 days up to the Indian border. So can you imagine? So we very far. But my father was very keen to teach us Sanskrit. So, and luckily, the person who was running the college, he was also from Natha Yogi family. He was Natha Yogi actually, Siddha Yogi. So he came from the Rawalpindi from Pakistan when the India was divided. And our teacher also was Natha Yogi. That's why he was connected. We went there, and that's why we got the chance to learn about the spirituality and kind of all the Hindu culture, things like that. So we've been reading Gita and Rudrashtatyai, Veda mantra every day in the morning, and in the evening some prayers also. So because when you come back to home, we have a temple there in Ratanath temple, which is the very famous Siddha lived in 1300 years ago. And somehow my guru, my godfather, who is a artist, so he made all the picture of the Natha everywhere in India and Nepal too. So we got chance to read the books of the Natha yogis, and always there are camps and teaching about the yogas.
You made any pilgrimage with these Nathas?
I went to the lots of pilgrimage because there are system. One very big event is every year these Nathas, they move to the India for a few days, for 5-6 days, and they worship there. And there is a big system kind of tantric puja always. This puja starts say about 3 o'clock in the evening and finishes 2 o'clock in the morning. So it is very long puja. So as a family, we grew up in the Natha tradition, you can say. It's not like a schooling. What was the school? Where we were, we didn't know. So we grew up in the school, you can say, like a Natha school. And we have been chanting bhajans of the Lord Gorakhnath, stories of the Lord Gorakhnath and Machanna, how they born, or how they came in, like in Avivah we say, how they came into the world, what was the region of them, lots of story about that, lots of legends about that. So we come across about that. When we learned Sanskrit, my brother Chintamani and I, we started to read the Natha books which are written in the Sanskrit. So that helped us very much to know about the like Vivek Martanda and Amarok Prabhu and Yoga Saravali. So these books, so we started reading and we found something in that. And then
who was your main yoga teacher there? Narinath was he was
Narendra was our spiritual doctrine, yes, philosophy teacher. If you say my great uncle was the main yoga teacher. Yeah.
So very early you started to
very early. I mean, he had been catching us and making us to do yoga. At the time we have been running away from him, but yeah, you can say that you are the first teacher. Well, unlikely also we learned from him very much, I can say that. So, after that, because we knew that wherever we go, we went to some college, yoga college also, but wherever we go, people are learning from us, not learning, we are learning, teaching, they are teaching to us. Like if we went to the schools and I say, oh, you're Natha Yogi people, you know better than us, so it's a kind of family things. Then, when I started this research on that, I found a very big horizon in Natha philosophy, which is technically modern science and philosophy come together is Natha philosophy. There are some words when I've been trying to dig out the why this word has been used in Natha tradition, the word is called Adesha. Okay, what is Adesha meaning is? Okay, Atma is the myself and Paramatma you or the big soul, super soul. So we are having together, talking together and made together. That means we are here to think about the being. That is what Adesha. Atmeti, Paramatmeti, Jivatmeti, Vicharino. Trayanam Aikya Sambhuti Adesha iti Kirtita. So three things together, you and I, why we gather to think about the being, give them this kind of responsibility or kind of humanity to them, and protect them by the food and by the intellects and everything. So that's why we gather together. So it is very beautiful what I found when they say namaste to each other, Adesha.
So I mean this. That's why you got involved in social work. I mean, it was social work is mainly made by my father actually. Your father was already
on social work, so
involved.
Very much. He wasn't organizedly not involved very much, but thing is, you always think something good for the other people, always wants to help. So that was his teaching. Because we have everyday satsanga program in the evening in home. Nowadays there is children's peace talk. We have a satsang program every day.
But he was already working with orphanage and.
No, that time not. Orphanage and everything started afterwards. We went to India and other things. But my father was likely running a kind of supporting people. If someone didn't have the money, he supports what to give to the fee. Some became big doctors. Somehow he tried to help humanity. We found. So it is from the beginning, I think, in our family. You will be surprised to know when I was in Delhi, I was 14 years old, we opened an organization called Pravasi Nepali Samaj Seva Sangh. The Nepali who have been in Delhi, very poor or they didn't have money to go back to home or something like that, we have been helping them. So I was only, and now I realize I was only 14 years old that time. So it is something like that. Then the other word I found the Navanatha. Then that struck me, what is Navanatha? 9 Lord. To run this one world, why 9 Lord? Who are they? Then I found these 9 Lords are the like in Vyoma, sky or what we say in Portuguese we say ether, and then air, and fogo, fire, and agua, water, and teher, earth. So this we found the very special thing and how they connected each other, and the Ganesha came as a combining them in the philosophy it found, because it was scattered here and there. So from the different book and from the different sources of the other philosophy, like Aksharat Kham Tato Vayu Tato Vanis Tato Jalam Jalat Prajata Jagatim Jagatyam Jayat Jagat, sequences we brought from there. And so things have been fit here. So it came very gently, it's philosophy also. Then who is the what is the food and what is the kama vasana, what is sansara. Machendranath was signed of sansara, and then Gorakhnath, so liberate from the ocean of sansara through the yoga. So first is the Vyoma, and air, fire, water, earth, assembling, science, you can say science, food, and sansara, like
Passion,
sex or whatever you say, like this power. When you eat food, you get the power, and that's found like much illusion in that, because power means people die, power means people eat, power means people fight, power means people love. So it's all like we are the illusion, sansara, illusion. So to rid off from the sansara, the only yoga is the way. So Lord Bholanath was the ninth God in that sense. Nowhere there was ninth God. There is other word called Chaurasi Siddha in Natha. Chaurasi means 84. 84 Siddhas. Why 84 Siddhas? As in other books also say, there are 84,100,000 creatures are there. Among the 84,100,000 creatures, there are 84 sections. Like if you say cat means old tiger comes in cat section. So you can divide into the 84 sections. So these Siddhas, they research on those creatures and how the creatures are living, how they're working, how they're behaving, how they drink, how they eat. So that is their power getting system. So if there is evidence that the Siddhas has been traveled all over the world. It's not only Eastern philosophy. I reckon only Siddhas can travel, because Siddhas are without body also they can travel. We say Akashchaya Siddha, and with the yoga power also they can travel. So Siddhas travel the whole world, not only the whole universe, so they travel and they found the very beautiful thing, that asanas. Okay, Chaurasi Siddha means not only asana covers all Siddhas aspect, it is must thing to know about the Siddha still, So they previously you can say that they given for the human, yoga, in the yoga asana is the your sitting position is like getting the power from the cosmos, or power from your energy you can develop that. So these things. So Chaurasi Siddha, and still in Nepal and India they do the Chaurasi Siddha puja still, when they see the Sahasra Chandra, there's 1,000 Chandra moon day, full moon day, when they see, they do the Chaurasi Siddha puja. And there are other few words Bara Pantha. Pantha, in one sector, Natha is one sector you can say. In one sector, why Bara Pantha means there are so many divisions. Some of the Natha has been worked on the water. So his Pantha became water. He researched on the water, he did tapasya in the water, his guru is the water. So they learn about the water, so that's why they are the water panthas, we say Ganga Nathi, or Satyanathi, we say that. So my sector is time sector. So our ancestors, they research on the time, or they govern the time, they control their time. They are not born with the time, they were the control of the time. So that is sort of like a 12 panthas also. The other things, and apart from that, there are so many other words which is newly came word, peer word. So was also surprising why peer word. It has come to Muslim teaching also. So that explains, especially Ratanath. Somebody said Haji Ratanath also. Haji means who came to the Hajj. Makkah Madinah is called Haji. So Ratanath was from Dang, where I born actually. I'm now one of the committee member of the temple where Ratanath born and where Ratanath come from. So he went to the Hajj also, that's why it's called Haji Ratanath as well. So from that, lots of Muslim people also started the Ratanath as a Muslim god. That's why in the temple, our temple is equally open for everyone. So Muslim, Hindu,
so
Christian.
In nowadays Nepal, how does the Natha movement set in the political atmosphere?
Right now, Natha are very down to the earth, you can say, by the population wise also. Because it seems that there are so many reasons. First reason, I must say, any civilization go very, very up, that comes down. Because when it goes up, then lots of egos, lots of arrogance, lots of things comes out. That's why it goes down. And people want to try something new. And it happens with the Natha also. once upon a Natha saved the Tantra. Okay, they saved the Sattvic Tantra. But some reason when the old Tantra came in Natha's hand, so they converted Tantra into the Rasic also good, but they went to Tamasic, and Tamasic also, which is something, reason Tamasic, no problem, but I mean, it gone to the Panchamakara or something like that. That was one of the reasons. And secondly, other time to time, this world is sort of like a time to time grows something new. Saints came, new philosophy came into the world, and people want to learn new philosophy, new things. That's why they diverted there. And one of the very difficult part for the Nathas, because you need to make the hole when you become Natha. Okay, this small hole for the everyone. Everyone which kind of barley can go in, this everyone, because this is so we say Gorakshira. And this hole, when you put the big hole here and the big like a ring here to control your sex and control your it says if you have the hole here, your intestine will not grow, because with the time your intestine becomes bigger and bigger, and that's why belly comes out. So yogis should not grow their belly. So that's why intestine doesn't go thicker. So that's one of the reasons, And other reason is that they control their sex power. So there are so many reasons. And because this world is, there are so many yogis came in the world, so many saints came, but sometimes they couldn't become yogi when they see the very beautiful woman. Vishwamitra Parasara Pravitaya Bhatam Uparnasana. Devi Stri Mukhapankajam Sulalitam Drishtaiva Moham Gata Shalyanam Sagritam Payodadiyutam Punjanti Manava Tesham Indriya Nigraho Edibhavet Vindhya Prabhet Sagar. There are the Rishi called Vishwamitra. He became monk from the king, big saint, but when he saw the Menaka, he couldn't wait for, and he married with her, and the baby, a lot of stories, so Sakuntala came. And Parashara was the very big saint too. And when he saw the Matsyaghanda, very beautiful girl, and the boat, and he given a baby called Vedavyasa. So these are the evidence, So people who eat the yogurt, like a butter and honey, those things, milk. They can't control themselves. That's why the big problem. So over the time, once you become Natha, then you are stopped there. You're sort of you cast, custard yourself, you can't get married. So that's why many people don't want to become Natha, unfortunately. Many people, because other religion, other religion you go, you can become saint for a while. And when you want to get married, when you have got other bhogas, so you can change your clothes, wear the different clothes, and you can become easily. But once you become Natha, you make the whole something like sign on you. So that's why the Natha nowadays, especially since say 40 years, people do not want to become Natha much.
So my last question is, how you think that people may reconcile Bhoga and yoga for instance, in our countries? How can people manage those two things? Because you seem to be someone that has managed it very properly. So you can give us your final advice for people who are on this track, who are involved in yoga, but still somehow attracted to Bhoga. What can they do?
Yeah, thing is, whatever things needed for you, okay? Yavat bhreta jataram tavat sattvam hidehina adhikam yogi manyata sasteno dandamarti. Whatever need you have got, that need if you fulfill, that is not Bhoga. That is not only Bhoga. That is not only Bhoga. So, but if you greed with that, which you do not need also, if you have been always working for hard, that is sort of you are Bhogi.